Question number 4. Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. What is his initial assessment of the fiscal impact of yesterday morning's earthquake, and what, if any, new or changed budget allocations is he considering in response to the earthquake?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in answer to the first question, we don't yet have a detailed assessment. In answer to the second, I expect that there will probably be categories of funding similar to Christchurch, although this has yet to be considered. The initial recovery costs, welfare costs, business continuity, infrastructure support to the local council, in this case a very small council. The roading contingencies clearly not going to be enough, and there will likely have to be some contribution to KiwiRail, who are likely to have significant disruption to their income.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Is it his assessment that Crown guarantee under Section 16 of the EQC Act will be needed to meet the costs of claims from yesterday's quake in light of the remaining resources in the National Disaster Fund being required for the settlement of outstanding claims in Canterbury?
The Honourable Bill English.
Quite possibly.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
How does he intend to finance the cost of infrastructure repairs to roads and rail in particular, and will this be different from operational spending?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the process followed in Christchurch was to discuss pretty intensively with the council what share they can feasibly take on the base, given that they've got a relatively small low-income rating base. With respect to roading, some of that would come from the National Land Transport Fund, but that may need to be supplemented by government. So we'll just work it through on a case-by-case basis, but probably similar to Christchurch.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Is he giving any consideration to establishing a specific infrastructure fund to meet the large scale of the costs that will arise from rebuilding critical networks?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, that looks, Mr. Speaker, that looks most likely the largest need is for road and rail, and certainly the funding for that will be fully transparent because people need to know whether it's being paid for by the taxpayer or, in this case, by road users. But we're open-minded about a mechanism that gets the funding properly targeted and in a transparent way.
Question number 5.